One of the questions that I frequently get from people that I coach in public speaking is, how do I engage the audience? Great question, because it's so important to connect with your audience all throughout your presentation. So let me share with you 3 of my favorite ways to engage the audience. The first way you're very familiar with, and that's to ask questions of your audience. But let me share with you some nuances to this tip. One is, select questions that you know that much of your audience will want to answer. I've sometimes seen where a presenter will ask a question and very few people answer, and so that doesn't really engage your audience. Once you've selected the right questions, pepper them throughout your presentation to keep people engaged. When you start getting responses to the questions that you ask, be sure to repeat the responses that you catch, because oftentimes you'll hear overlapping responses, or people in the far corners of your audience won't be able to hear what others have said. The second way to engage your audience is to use a handout. I like to prepare a handout in advance and then hand it out for people to actually fill out during the presentation. This gets them thinking about your material and filling in answers to questions that you're asking, and it also creates notes that they can take away, which they find valuable. Make sure that your branding is on the handout, so when they take it with them, they know how to contact you after the presentation. And the third way, and this works for smaller audiences, is to actually have everyone stand up and do something. What I like to do in my public speaking classes is to have everyone stand up and practice a couple of postures. They stand and they put their hands by their sides, or they fold their arms at the elbow, and they practice these 2 different types of postures to see which one works for them. This gets everyone involved in my presentation, and it always works. So let me review the 3 ways for you. One is ask questions, but do it properly. Number 2 is use a handout as part of your presentation. And number 3 is to get everyone involved in an exercise. Use these ways to get your audiences engaged, and they will improve your presentations.